And it does. It goes solid red.
Yep, solid red.
That's another way of knowing. Okay.
All right.
I didn't know that red was there.
There's apparently, we should have noticed it. Might have been the way we had the recorder, but I'm going to put it so that you can see the red.
Right, and then you can see that. Great. So there you go.
We have coverage now. All right.
Well, that was, you know what? That was always pointing this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you never saw it.
Yep.
And neither did I.
And actually, it was turned this way, so this light was pointing at me, but I never looked at it, so that's fine.
That solid red is red when it's recording too?
As well, yeah.
So all we had to do was look at this light?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Takes about 9 mistakes, I guess, for us to figure it out.
37 shows.
38. This would be 39.
No, this is 37, isn't it?
No, it's 39.
No, it was 37,
the last one was
dude.
38, dude.
The last one was 36.
Oh, Jesus. When are we ever going to get to 50? This is killing me. I'm going to look again because I don't believe you, but that's just me.
Okay. Welcome to...
Welcome. No, you're right. It was 36. God damn.
See, yeah.
Fuck. Welcome back to Gamma World.
See, we have 2 more.
Okay, fine.
I want to get to 50, I know.
I want to get to 50 and then I won't think about it for a while, but my OCD is killing me to get to 50. Because I feel like we've accomplished something then.
You're
Not
right.
50 of any one particular episode, but just 50
of anything.
Cumulatively.
I mean, 50 of anything is an accomplishment.
It's considerable, yeah. If we drank 50 beers...
That's an accomplishment.
Oh, man, we'd be fucked up. But anyways, welcome back to Gamma World, guys, where there is not 50 beers to be drunk.
Drank.
Unless you're... Is it drank? Drunken.
Drinking.
Drinking?
No, you're right. You were right.
Drunk. Drank. Anyways, it ain't here right now. We were unable to recover the last recording, so unfortunately we were going to carry on.
Yes.
Put a lot of effort into trying to locate it. Really wanted to, but I think we got a decent recap, and we also got some behind the scenes stuff. It was a little,
we covered what happened in the last one. It would have been cool to recover it and be able to get it to play, but all right.
So we'll continue on from where we are. So where we left off after, the lost episode, we left our friends at the burning pyre that once was Timberland.
Oh my God.
Meecho, what is wrong with you?
Oh.
Is your fingernail coming
Do you
out?
have a nail clipper?
No.
I have a nail that's half cut. Like it's halfway.
Mm-hmm. Just rip it with your teeth.
I can't because it's... Oh, God. I'm going to try.
Oh, God.
I can bite it off. I can try and bite it off.
Are you putting this on the air?
It's right... It's catching on everything and pulling everything.
Yeah, you got to rip that thing off with your teeth, dude. Or you got to run upstairs. Oh, you savage. God, chew. You look
oh!
No?
Okay, I'm only bleeding a little bit. Okay. Okay, go.
How lazy are we? Chew your nail off your hand instead of walk up the stairs. It's been a long week. So anyways, where did we leave our heroes? We left our heroes in the funeral pyre that once was Timberland. Meecho, after burying his uncle Carl?
What do I do with this piece of nail?
It's your house. Just throw it in the corner.
Yeah.
The kids will cut themselves.
Oh, wait, I have a garbage pail here. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You do the recap. I'll throw it.
Keep interrupting the recap with your hangnail situation. And it is a situation. There is a giant...
I'm glad I got that pail. It came in handy.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Okay. So anyways, we left our friends at the funeral pyre that once was the town of Timberland. Meecho, after burying his uncle Carl. Carl?
No. Ken.
Sorry. Burying Uncle Ken Terrace at the ruins of his shop and using his sign as a headstone, proceeded to collect all the bodies from Timberland and all the weapons and build a giant funeral pyre. And with the help of 3 former inhabitants of the town who they discovered, they lit the bodies on fire and sat in quiet retrospection, kind of thinking about things. Glume had disappeared through the bulk of that, and he had reappeared to tell you that not only had he been tracking the device, but the device that had leveled your town, but that he felt was within a couple days striking distance to be able to catch up to it, and that potentially you guys could ambush them and
because it was
revenge.
Very slow-moving machineries.
And you had a machinery
that was that they were using.
And then you had a rather intense dream about a woman with a cybernetic head and a naked woman's body who had struck you.
Wait. You have to put the mic in front of your face.
It is in front of my face.
No, just there it is.
There? Okay.
Yeah, over here.
She struck you.
Well, now you're much louder.
You tasted.
You're louder than me now.
You tasted blood in your mouth.
We're different volumes.
Is that better? Now we're the same again?
Now I think we're the same again.
You tasted blood in your mouth. You've successly interrupted every.
I'm sorry, because you're talking like this. You turned your head and looked at the notebook.
Okay, I'm gonna move this over. I need to move.
We need Leveliers.
Leveliers.
I always call them Levelier because I took French.
It's way too. It's too French. I will not conform to that.
All right.
I don't think they're very good. They're very unidirectional lavaliers.
Really?
Yeah. They don't. You have to wear them like right here.
Right. Yeah.
And if you turn your head, it's the same thing.
It's the same problem.
It's the same problem. But it's more made for a mobile speaker who's actually walking around. The difficulty is, as a speaker, they will tell you to face your audience all the time, which is where the microphone would be. I guess this is the audience, right? For him, as long as he's facing this way, but we've had problems because the first thing a person does. The first thing a person does with the lavalier is they turn their head like this and they start talking to. Hey, so Sam, why don't you? Remember we were doing this the other day,
right?
And that's exactly what it sounds like when you do that. It's exactly the same.
Oh, okay, so there's no difference.
No, there's no difference.
Well, unless you tape it to their head.
If you have a headphone, but those also sound really bad too. I actually just listened to
a boom. So we need booms.
A boom mic, maybe. We need just ambient mic, like just a tremendous, like the entire room is mic'd. But then if we fart or something, we'll hear that.
Every scuffle of my feet.
So that's but that's
or
where we left
just be
off.
Professional and talk into the mic.
Well, most of them will have those things that hang in front of their face, so you really can't go wrong if it's hanging. It's a giant mic.
Well, that's hanging. That mic is right in front of your face, dude.
It is, but you notice how much bigger those elements are. Why they're almost like those old school looking microphones from like the 30s.
Right.
That the singers used to grab the back. It's a big element, so you have this much area as opposed to it's a little bit better, I guess. I know.
So upgrade.
Maybe I'm thinking about buying mics. We'll see.
All right, so I'm sorry to interrupt.
I forgot what I was saying.
I had the dream.
Yes, you had the dream about the woman,
right?
Naked woman with the cybernetic head, and she struck you, and her mechanical laugh was ringing in your ears as you woke up.
So I did wake up. Is it morning? Did I wake up in the morning, or did I wake up
in the early pre-dawn?
Pre-dawn.
Everyone else is sleeping except for let me see here. How many people are there? 3, 4, 5. So let's roll a d10.
Well, let me get my notebook here.
So, there's one kid on watch. Everybody else is sleeping in a bedroll on the ground by the fire.
And who's here? Glume, Frank,
and then we have Elwyn, Rowan, who was the mad one, and Bundy's, who was the crier, and sitting kind of crouched next to the fire that you guys built, not the fire of people, not the people fire, but the fire that you built is Elwyn.
Not the funeral pyre,
which has burned down to mostly just embers and coals and
really,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of smoldering at this point. I mean, those things never really go the way that they go in the movies, where you have this tremendous amount of wood to burn, to properly make a funeral pyre. It's usually like you just crisp them really good. But I mean, they're ashen and there's not. I mean, it was pretty hot and pretty big, but it's down to a dull smolder now. Maybe some red coals and bits of that. And as you look up,
so it looks like Aunt May and Uncle Owen,
Aunt Ben and Uncle Owen, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. That's it. Uncle Ben was Spider-Man's uncle. He also was the guy that made the long green wild rice. Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Well, so Elwyn sits next to your fire.
Give me a sneeze button.
Crouched down with leaning on his long carbine rifle made out of this knobby-looking, really dark wood.
This is Rowan?
Elwyn.
Oh, Elwyn. Sorry.
Yep.
He's up.
He's up, yeah. Okay. He's on watch.
Is he the oldest one?
No, Rowan is the oldest.
So he's the oldest.
He's the oldest.
Elwyn's the middle?
Elwin would be the middle, and Bundy's terrible name is the youngest.
Okay, so I woke up from this dream, and Elwin is there, just leaning on his long rifle.
Rifle, yeah.
Okay.
Staring into the fire.
Okay. Not the funeral pyre, the campfire.
The campfire.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to so he's within speaking distance of me, like we're both right next to the same fire, right?
Yeah. You guys are lined up. The campfire's there. You have the truck parked nearby, kind of covering the hole that was burned back towards the road, kind of obstructing you guys from them. And then you have the campfire, and then off in the distance towards back several hundred feet back is the funeral pyre that you had to move back from.
So, Elwin, was your name Elwin?
Yes.
Did you name it right, Elwin?
Yes.
You all right, kid?
Yeah.
Doing all right? It looks like we're the only ones up, but maybe we should start getting our stuff together because, according to Glume here, we have a shot at some retribution here.
Okay. Yeah. No, sure. He runs over and he kind of immediately springs to action. He runs over, he grabs the blanket of Bundy's and pulls it, who rolls over and immediately starts sobbing again. Rowan springs up immediately and starts to pack up.
Okay.
Very, very quickly with a very stern look on his face.
Okay. And then now, Frank and Glume are still sleeping.
Frank is starting to move. Glume is out, but he also is probably the deepest sleeper out of all of you guys.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to let Glume be for a little bit because of his metabolism issues. And, I'm going to check the back of the truck. I have a bunch of equipment in the back of the truck, right?
Yes.
So I'd like to take inventory. Do I have enough light to see? Or maybe I take my flashlight out, go into the back of the truck and see what it is that I was able to scavenge.
Did you not write down what I was telling you? Did you write it down?
No. You just you had said you got a bunch of these, a bunch of that. Like you didn't. You made it sound like you were going to just kind of figure it out later. I
thought I did. All right.
We didn't get into the specifics of the weapons.
So you found about 8 of these carbine rifles. They're essentially like a breech loader.
Let me see.
I thought you wrote it. I thought you were writing it down because I was giving you numbers.
Comlink.
I'm looking.
Gold, silver.
Trying to see what I got here written down. I don't have any other notes in here.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Sorry. My bad. It's been a while.
Good.
So 4 carbines.
Okay, 4. I was going to give you extra.
3 what? Lids?
3.
3 rounds? 3.
No.
30
rounds, maybe.
30.
You want me to see it? Let me see if I can read your handwriting.
32 rounds.
32 rounds of ammo for it.
5 long bows with 22 arrows.
Yep.
And 6 knives. Okay. So, Ellen, any of you guys good with a longbow?
Oh yeah, we're all pretty good with the longbow. Yeah.
You guys have longbows?
We don't right now. No.
Okay. Here's 3 longbows. Pass them out, and here's 22 arrows.
Oh, okay, awesome, great. We're gonna need these.
Okay.
So
I give that to them.
So they each take a longbow. They all have knives, and they all have rifles though.
Okay. They also have carbines?
They all have carbines. Yeah.
Now, this carbine where does it compare to my pistol?
Oh,
because I recently got the firearm. What did I get? Firearm proficiency.
Yeah.
I'm still not an expert ranged, but I no longer have a penalty. So,
well, the range is much better with one of these carbine rifles.
Okay.
The damage is probably not as much as the pistol though, but you'll have a better range with it.
Okay, so is it scoped? Does it have a scope?
It doesn't have a scope, but it has an iron sight.
Iron sights.
Yeah.
So it's got iron. It's iron sight.
Well, it's actually like a wood sight, but yeah.
Okay, so
like a
carbine.
finish
It's like
of
an
wood.
AK-47 type of thing.
No, it's more like a carbine, more like a bolt action rifle type thing, almost like
So it's
like a
not
breech loader rifle.
So it's not semi-automatic either.
No, it's not. No, not at all.
It's not a carbine.
This is something that was constructed by the town from whatever they have the capabilities for. So it's very basic, but it does have some punch to it. So
carbine. Okay, so it's a bolt action.
Because what your charged pistol is what, like 3?
It's a bolt action, and it's not more powerful than a pistol.
It has a better range, but the charged pistol is different. It uses a higher caliber ammunition. It's got more punch to it. It's got a rifle
and
barrel.
That's just like it's a charged pistol. It's not like a regular.
And it's not.
It's not regular ammunition.
It uses different
either.
kinds of ammo. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna take
the charged
one of
pistol
these.
Is what, 3d6? Is that what it is?
2d8.
2d8. All right. So the carbine is 2d6.
Okay, I'm gonna take one of those.
Okay.
And I don't know if it has a sling or anything that I could throw around my back.
Well, it has a sling, and then there's literally in the sling there's a place to put the bullets for it.
And the attack bonus is going to be the same as my range.
It's
right?
your ranged attack bonus.
Okay, I just said a weapon has no bonuses of its own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and carbine. And you guys have ammunition?
Yeah, I mean, we went hunting. We're maybe 8 rounds down between the 3 of us.
Down or total you have?
Yeah, because your bandolier can hold about 12 rounds of ammunition.
Okay.
So they're each down about maybe 2 or 3 or 4 apiece from hunting.
Okay. So you guys are set with ammo?
Yeah.
All right. Frank, I don't remember did Frank have... Could I see what Frank
has a gun. Yeah, he has a gun.
He just has a pistol?
Yeah, a pistol. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put a carbine, lay it next to him. And Glume, I already know, has got probably a far better firearm. So I'm going to take whatever carbines are left and just keep them in the back of the truck, maybe pawn them off later or something. Right. But so I'm using one. I'm going to take all 32 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are sets of 5, right? So that's 10, 20, 32.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you hold 12 on the bandolier. The rest of them you have in your pocket or something.
I examine the knives.
Okay.
Do I see anything special?
No, they're polished steel. The handles are hand woven, wrapped.
Is it better than my knife? Anything better than the knife I already have?
No, I mean, it's a knife. A knife is a knife. It doesn't do any different ammunition or different damage.
So I stick with my original knife, and you guys, they have knives, right?
Yep.
Gloom, I don't need to worry about if he needs a knife. Maybe I take a knife and put it next to Frank. Does Frank have a knife?
Yeah, Frank has a knife. You can see he's got a web belt with stuff.
So these knives are just, I'm just going to leave them in the trunk.
Yeah, we'll keep them nearby or whatever. You never know. Yeah.
Okay, I have the shovel in the trunk, too.
Yep.
Let's see, what else did I find there?
All right. So as you're shuffling around and counting ammunition and stuff, Frank gets up and he's moaning and groaning and stands up and starts to stretch, pushing on his lower back. And Frank walks over to his pack and he's rummaging through it next to you.
Frank.
Yeah.
Do you know how to shoot a rifle?
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
Do you have one?
No.
Okay, you do now.
Okay.
It's right there.
Cool.
And so I give him how many rounds do I give him?
Well, you found there were 3 rifles?
No, I found
6 rifles. How many rifles did you have?
4.
4 rifles, okay.
This is 32 rounds. Is that 32 rounds each? I don't know.
No, it's not each. It's total.
I don't think it's each.
They're on the bandoliers, so of those 4 rifles, you have 32 rounds split. Like they were shooting, obviously they were shooting, and then they got killed.
So I give him 15 rounds.
Okay. So he takes 15 of the rounds, okay.
So how do I give it? So that's 10. Okay.
It's like, all right, great. Okay. It's a nice bit of craftsmanship. It's lovely wood. Okay.
So that leaves me with 15, 17.
So he props that up against the tailgate, and he reaches and he pulls some kind of pot out of
pot
of his pack, like a pot.
Oh, pot,
like a coffee pot. And he goes to a canteen. He pours a bunch of water in it. He reaches in his pack and pulls out a bunch of these black pills and goes like this. Drops it in it, goes and puts it on the fire, and it starts to bubble. And
is that instant coffee thing that he made for us?
It's like the calf, yeah. So
okay.
So he's making the instant coffee for everybody. And people are starting to move around. The boys are all packed up, and they throw their stuff in the back of the truck. And they run off and they start they go in different directions around the town, and they're running around the town. I guess they're just doing one last check to see if there's anything else they want to take.
Well, that's what I was going to ask Elwin, if we're forgetting anything.
No, they're like fully mobilized. You could tell that they're pretty self-sufficient. Even the crier, who's kind of calmed down finally now, he's he's sprung into action, so to speak. It's just kind of the nature of survival in this kind of world. You would need to be motivated, or else you would just lay there and die on a daily basis, right? You have to be motivated to survive. So they've turned the page really quickly, and I think the idea of some kind of revenge is also driving them or motivating them. So, Frank is starting to pack his stuff up. Said you're organizing your stuff, and as you're laying there, you see Glume's hand just kind of shoots out into his pack and pulls out a bar of some kind, and he rips the wrapper off, and he's literally half asleep. He's just chewing, trying to wake himself up, because I'm sure, it's a task to get that engine going again when he shuts it down.
Right.
You're kind of left there. The sun is cresting the horizon now, much more light to the sky.
Okay.
And
the kids are gone?
The kids are gone. You can hear them banging around the town in various places.
All right. If the coffee's ready, I'll probably... Frank, is that coffee ready?
2 more minutes.
Okay.
So what's the plan? What's the plan for today?
Well, I was going to ask Glume for some more details about what he saw last night. I think he said there were... I forgot how many guys he said there was. I forgot how much the machinery... I think that there was one large machine that was slowing them down. I think that they were heading towards... Were they heading towards Brookdale?
They were not heading towards Brookdale.
They're heading in the other direction.
So Brookdale is here. Citadel is here. Timberland is here. They were actually heading this way.
Right, to the town just past Timberland.
And that's not the town. That is the hidden cache of some of Husk's stuff. These are the 2 things that you promised Bling that you would get. One to the east of Timberland and one to the west of Timberland.
Okay, so they're heading towards that cache.
More like west, southwest, yeah.
So chances are they're dropping stuff at that cache over there, whatever that they scavenged from Timberland. At least that's what we're thinking at this point. That's where they're heading, Glume.
Yeah.
That's the direction, at least.
He kind of bolts upright, just sits there stretching. Yeah, there's like 18 of them.
Okay.
It's like a smaller group that they must have left with the machine. The rest of them moved ahead someplace else, but there are the 18 of them who are running the machine. There's 3 guys that have to operate it. Maybe 6 or 8 of them riding on it, and then the remainder are on these motorcycles kind of riding the perimeter around it.
Okay, so we got some guys on motorcycles. We have 3 operating the machine, 18 cyborgs total, roughly.
Yep, roughly.
Heading east.
Southwest
of Timberland.
Right, north, south.
Okay, that's right. That's north. Okay. So southwest, almost completely due south, actually.
So we got a couple of choices.
What's the terrain in between these 2 towns? Is this all woods? I don't know if this is information I know.
No, out of necessity, because of the size of the machine, they're not going to be able to drive.
They're going to be on like Main. They're going to be on large.
It's mostly on sticking to the road or a dirt road or flat ground.
Right.
The device doesn't move very fast at all. Maybe 25 or miles an hour, maybe 30 miles an hour tops. They also have to stop pretty routinely to refuel. Okay. It's not a super efficient machine, aside from the fact that it must burn the fuel when it creates the fire too. So there's that.
Okay.
But we have a couple of options. We could try to get around the side of them and hit them on the road. Or if we think that we know where they're going, we could try to get there first.
And meet them there when they get there.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of another way. What do you think?
I don't really have any sniper equipment with me.
Well,
I mean, these carbines, they have a little more distance than my pistols, but it's not like I have any. I'm not looking through any glass. It's got iron sights on it. These kids have bows and arrows. They also have carbines too, but I don't see. I mean, I'm sure you could pick them apart from a distance, but not 18 of them. So maybe we should try and get there first, and ambush them somehow.
Okay.
The only problem with that is that there's 18 of them, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. That's a 3-to-1 odds.
Sounds like a fair fight.
We have the element of surprise. They are cybernetically enhanced.
Well, what if we hit him and run once? What if we did a hit and run on him and see how it went? I mean, if anything, it would drive them quicker here, maybe set them in a panic. And I don't know. Maybe we get a few of them then, even the odds for the other encounter. Maybe we do that a couple times. I mean, hit and run. I'm not saying sit in a sniper tower because, look, it's just going to draw a lot of attention. I'm saying we hit and then we run. We don't have to, you don't have to ambush. We can ambush from immediately surrounding the road or where they're walking if we pick the place that we fight.
That road that's going there, is that one of those elevated roads?
No. The elevated road winds to the north, and this would have to be some other kind of road. I mean, you got off way back here at like a fork in the road, I believe.
Okay, so
yeah, if they're going this way, they're going off.
We have
some road.
So then we could be on level ground and tree cover, and just
hit them from both sides of the right. I mean, we got to find the right spot. But if we pick the spot, maybe that benefits us.
All right, let's all right. So let's pile up in this vehicle and let's start getting down that road. And then if we start to see them, we'll head into the trees.
Okay.
The only thing is, I don't know how we're going to get to be alongside them without passing them.
Well, if they're going southwest this way,
are there any other roads?
Well, we're going to have to see. Yeah. He goes, I was able to trail them on the side, but I'm by myself. I'm also not driving a truck.
Right.
So, but the other benefit we have is that thing made a ton of noise. So it's not like they're going to hear us if we pass.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Like if we come within, a couple hundred yards of them from behind, but then it's just a matter of how do we, a machine that's going 25 miles an hour, we can't then all of a sudden turn into the trees.
Yeah. So as you're talking, little tendrils of smoke are starting to rise from the village kind of behind you, from some of the structures that were still partially standing. Like
wait, in Timberland?
In Timberland, yeah.
Guys, you see smoke coming out of some buildings coming out from that distance?
There's smoke everywhere. And as you look up, you see the boys are running around with torches, and you can see them starting to stick it into stuff to kind of burn the remainder of the village. They start to throw wood on top of the fire and stoke the fire up more.
Oh, so the kids that are
they're finishing off the town.
They're finishing the town off.
Yeah, the woods are starting to catch now, and behind it in some places, and you could tell that they've got it going now. It's going to be a pretty thorough burn to pretty much wipe this town off the map by the time it's all said and done.
Do I see them yet?
I mean, you've seen them run across your vision with a torch.
All right. Well, then I'm going to stand in the middle, and if I see them, I'm going to if one of them, whoever runs by me, I'm going to wave, get them to stop. Okay. I'm getting this goddamn truck. Okay.
So, Elwyn runs by and you catch his eye and he looks at you, kind of holding this torch that's
right
engulfed in flame.
And then I'm just going to motion him in the truck. Let's go.
He gives you a signal and he runs and throws the torch into the pile of bodies over there. Bundy's is throwing more wood on top of the pyre body, so it's burning again now. Hopefully finishing that off. And Rowan comes out and he has another torch that he flings into the fire, and he's got a satchel of something with him as he's walking towards the truck. And the three of them kind of line up and start walking towards the truck. These young guys, they're probably from maybe 15 to 17 years old,
right?
And they walk to the tailgate of the truck.
Oh, they walk to the tailgate. They walk to, okay. I was going to, so they walk past me. They don't come towards me. Well, because I said, I motioned them to the truck.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They start walking over towards the truck.
All right. So, they go to the truck and, I just, do a quick scan, I just look across the scene.
Okay.
And, I don't know. I just again, I just kind of just try and soak in the ground beneath my feet one last time, knowing I'm never coming back here again.
Okay.
And I turn my back on Timberland and I walk back to the truck. Is Glume and Frank in the truck? Or
Yeah,
did
Frank is in the driver's seat. Glume is in the
can I
back
grab
of the
a
cab.
coffee, a calf from Frank? As I walk past the campfire? Did
Yeah, he
leave
poured
one for me?
pre-poured a bunch of mugs of coffee out and different things, cans and various things that you could put coffee into, and then he had collapsed it all up and started to put things away. So everybody's got a coffee more for the road because realizing that we have to hit the road.
Okay. So I just down it just to wake up. I drink it way too fast. Then you should drink liquid that hot.
Okay. It burns your mouth.
And it burns and I react to it. And I hand Frank the empty mug.
Okay.
And I sit down. I don't really say much anything. I say, go.
Okay. So as he puts his foot on the pedal and you guys start to pull away, the flames are just completely engulfing and eating everything. The woods have really caught fire at this point. And the town is completely just engulfed. The smoke is thick and you guys, it's actually getting a little bit heavy as you guys pull out. And after a couple of minutes, you pull out of the smoke and it clears and you can see it rising off to your right as you guys make that slow turn to go more west and south and follow this smaller dirt road along for a little bit. Glume is on the top of the cab with his rifle out and he's scanning everything.
We got a map, didn't we, from somebody?
Yes.
Before we went.
Yep, from the gypsies. I think.
So I pulled the
cartographer.
I pulled the map out.
Yeah.
Why don't I have? I don't have map reading, right?
Well, I mean, what are you trying to do with the map, right?
I'm looking for another road between
Okay.
us and that town in the south.
Give me a pertinent skill that you might use that could translate peripherally to map reading.
I have spot.
Okay.
Survival, swim, jump, streetwise knowledge.
Okay, not really. No, it's not that kind of streets. It's just roads.
That's true. You got to fucking nickel and dime me on the street
All
versus
right.
road thing. Okay, cool. Well, that's right. That's only a 2. I mean, I have a 7 spot. But that's kind of spot on a map versus spot.
Well, I will give you that at a negative or a base intelligence at a negative. Let's see.
My intelligence doesn't have any modifiers.
Okay, so your spot is a
my
plus.
spot is a 7. My streetwise is a 2.
What's your plus on spot? Forget about streetwise. That's not doing
Okay.
anything for you.
Okay.
What's your spot plus? What's your modifier for spot? Plus
Hang on
what?
Hang on a second. Let me make sure. Oh, climb, that is. Okay. I'm sorry. What's my modifier for spot?
Yep.
7.
So that's plus 7 to your roll?
Yep.
And do you have any minuses for intelligence or anything like that?
Nope.
No? All right.
D20?
I'm going to roll because what I decided
You're
in
gonna
these instances is when you realize that you fail the roll, the next thing you ask me to do is have somebody else roll. So how would you know that you read the map wrong?
Ah.
So I need to make a roll and you don't get to know whether
Cheeky bastard.
you're going the right way or not. Because wait a minute, you're working the
No,
system.
but wait a minute.
Hey, Glume, come look at the map. Hey,
No, but I mean, I'm going
Frank.
to be in a vehicle with 6 people that no one's going to realize they're going in the wrong direction.
Frank is driving. Gloom is looking out. You have 3 young kids in the back of you. You want
Does-
them to try to look at
Okay,
it.
all right. I'm going to call out.
Everybody.
Anybody know how to read a map?
Okay.
Anybody in here know how to read a map?
I mean,
It's not much of a skill looking
I
at
guess
see if I
not,
can see
no.
a road. No one knows how to read a map?
yeah, Frank's like, I can read a map.
Well, anyone want to drive? Gloom, can you drive and Frank can be our map guy?
Okay. I don't
All right, so
really know how
let's
to
pull
drive.
over. Let's switch because we got to get this right.
Okay. So
I don't
Gloom-
want to give because I already did this wrong once before and we went pretty far in the wrong direction.
Okay,
Gloom
Okay.
and I. Remember we were lost in the woods, Gloom?
you were, but Gloom has kind of already been this way before, and he knows kind of. I mean, you could try it. Let's.
All right, Gloom, is there a road? I asked him already if there's a road.
Yeah, he
in
goes.
between.
I followed a road that was peripheral to the other road. So
Oh, you did? All right, let's
yeah.
take that. So can you direct Frank to that road?
Yeah, I'll get him that way. But we need to see. I only went so far, so we will need a map read at some point.
Okay, so let's. So that Frank, you think is better at that, or you that has been on that road?
I don't know. This is where we really need other players because I really don't know.
Well, would somebody? This is my lack of role playing skills. and me being a total noob. But would somebody who knows how to read maps know that they have this quote unquote map skill, that they know how to read maps?
Yes.
So I've asked this vehicle, and everyone said no. So that means no one knows how to read
the
a
map
map
that you have is a printout of a very sophisticated topological map, right? There are pieces
like
of
something like
information
you get
on
at a
there.
state park, like this freaking elevation.
Yes.
So it takes a little skill. To
The
read that for
modifier
sure.
for you to read the map to see where the roads go and roughly figure out where this cache is not super high.
Well, to where the cache is, yeah, definitely.
But so because what you're trying to find out is if there's another road that can get there that they're not on.
Okay, so in real life, if this was real life,
yeah,
what I would do? Should I do what I would do in real life?
I don't know. This is post-apocalyptic, so no, I don't think you should.
Well, what I would do in real life if I was in a post-apocalyptic situation, I didn't know how to read a map, or I was just sort of
you were uncertain,
yeah. And someone had been on a peripheral road and also knows where this cache is. Right, I would go to that person. So I'd go to Glume. I would go next to Glume. Okay, so Glume.
You climb up in the back.
So I climb up to Glume. Do you think you could see which road on this, which map that you were on when you were on this map? Or,
yeah. He goes. Okay, so this is the road that you guys took to Timberland, right? It's split here and it's split here.
So it's a road westward into Timberland,
and then you guys had gotten off the road roughly. And
then we forked off slightly north.
Yeah. So this kind of goes off and it just ends. The elevated road just crashed there. So when you guys left Timberland, once again, there's another little dirt road that's going this way.
So we're taking a road that kind of curved south.
Yep, and they're on a road that curves more south. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So both these roads go south. Just one turns off sooner than the other.
Yep. Now this road, you notice
either side of the cache. So let me ask you, Glume, can you?
So you guys come.
You think you could put an X on the cache on this map?
Well, that's it. This is the cache right here.
Okay, so yeah, but that's just you as the DM.
No, but but you know where the cache is roughly. You've been there. Remember, you've been there. That's why.
Oh, I've been there.
Yes.
And do I recognize it on the map? I guess is my question.
Well, you looked at the map and you think you recognize that it's right about here on the map.
Do I need to roll for this? So that's what I'm rolling. Is that what I'm rolling for? What you're rolling?
Roll's already been made.
Oh, you already rolled the freaking roll.
I did roll the roll, yeah.
So then did I put the X there already?
Yep, you said, I think the cache is here. I think the
cache is there.
And Glume said...
That's the road you were on, Glume? Right there?
He goes, I followed this road and I was trailing them. They were just to the south. This is way more open. This is very wooded. This is very wooded. I didn't get that far down the road. He goes, when I left them, they were probably right about maybe here.
All right, you know what?
Let's give them let's travel. We'll say they could be.
Let's take that road at top speed.
Okay.
And see if we see anything. Right. Either the cache or them.
Now the reason why
keep our eyes peeled.
They were forced on this road because it's much more level for the device that they're driving. This is much more rocky, so top speed is probably 50 would be pretty.
Yeah,
it's going to be
that's
a
pretty good.
ride.
That's pretty good speed. And we have because this vehicle we had said when we got it was going to be good because it had like 6 wheels.
6 wheels and they're big wheels. So yeah, it does a decent job. It's a bumpy ride,
but still you can't go 100 miles an hour on crazy roads.
You need perfect conditions.
Yeah.
So
that's understandable. So Frank, I think 50 is fine. Don't kill us, but let's see if we can get there ahead of him and maybe see him.
So Frank's going, we're doing pretty good. We're averaging about 60 right now at this speed. Is everybody okay with this speed? And
I'm all right, guys. I turned the Elwyn, Rowan, and Bundy's are in the back.
Yep.
Guys, are you all right back there?
They've settled in. They took pieces of rope and tied little handles, and they're kind of leaned down in the back and holding on to the handle so they're not bouncing around in the back of this truck.
Rowan, keep an eye out the back.
Okay. He takes his rifle and he kind of points it out the back of the truck, and Elwyn does it as well. So they're both looking behind, and Bundy's kind of sitting there with his head down. He's just the more sullen of the three.
Hey, Glume, you I guess keep an eye to the north side of the road, and I'll keep an eye on the south side of the road. Frank, you keep an eye on the road.
Okay. So Frank is driving. Okay.
All right. He is driving, right? Frank's driving.
He's got gloves on. He's got his driving gloves on. And he's got the pedal down.
Yeah, and so now we have like kind of a lookout in in the 4 cardinal directions actually, as we're speeding down the road.
Okay. So you guys are speeding down the road. Like I said, it's a little bit bumpy. Glume every now and then puts his scope up to his eyes and he pans around.
While this is going on, I check my charge pistol. I put magazine in it. I start to familiarize myself with the carbine a little bit.
Okay.
Too.
So like I said, it's a breech loader, so it's not like a clip or a magazine. You literally are going.
So it's a single shot.
It's a single shot. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
The bullets are pretty long. It's going to have a good range and pack a bit of a punch. So if somebody were behind cover, you could even possibly go through the cover, good penetration and power in that way.
Okay.
But the problem might be if you shot a person with it, it might just go clean through them.
Okay.
But we're talking about cyborgs here, so we'll have to see how that
plays out.
Yeah.
Anyone bring buckets of water?
Buckets of water for what?
I don't know. I'm thinking in terms of Pokemon. These guys are mechanical, right?
Oh, you want to get them wet?
Yeah.
I don't know if it works that way. Okay. So you're zipping along the best you can. Every now and then you hit a big pothole, and you can hear the metal chassis of the truck shake. Like I said, Glume is doing his thing. You're sitting there on the side, just watching the trees whip by as you guys zip down this road.
Okay, I look around. I guess I'm keeping a lookout.
Okay.
Do I see anything?
Make a spot roll.
Well, then if I fail it, I'm going to go, Glume, did you see anything?
This is your game, and I'm on to your game.
What is this? This is a 9 plus 7, so 16.
16, okay. So you're looking out there. Every now and then you see a big, scary bird kind of jump up from the tree that, as it gets frightened by your truck. But nothing really eventful happens as you guys drive the bulk of the day.
How long are we driving?
You drive for about 4 hours.
4 hours? We see nothing?
You see nothing for 4 hours.
All right. Glume?
Yeah. Yeah. Hi.
You were trailing them on foot, right? When you saw them leaving, right? You had to be because the truck was back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were trailing them on foot. So they were relatively close at the time. Now we did rest up, but you had said that we had time to rest up because you're moving slowly. It's been some time has passed. Should we have seen them by now?
Well, I don't think we're going to see them because they're on a completely different road. I mean, you want to park and I can cut across this wooded area on foot? Do we want to make? Are there
any openings for us to get in with the vehicle?
Well, we can't get through there with the vehicle. But we need to make sure that we're ahead of them, and then I could double back a bit. I think we should travel for a few more hours, maybe.
Okay.
And then I think just to be sure.
All right. Because I'm not sure. I'm not that great with maps.
I remember.
Yeah. All right. So
actually, I don't even think we had a map the last time. I think we just
I'm just not good spatially.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to just keep looking out and all right, Frank, keep at it. How are we doing on fuel and everything? We're all right.
Oh, the batteries are getting. We got it maybe in another hour or two. We're gonna need to figure out how to recharge these batteries somehow.
Oh, Grace never did the solar panel.
No, you guys got, they rushed you out of there.
Well, no, the kids are throwing rocks at us.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so we only have an hour's worth of charge.
Maybe a couple hours. Yeah, well, we're going pretty fast, and we drove all the way to Timberland.
Yeah. All right, well, let's. Does this thing also have gas? Was it gas and electric?
No, it's predominantly electric.
I thought Bling had put gas canisters in the back.
Well, he threw a few batteries in the back.
So batteries in the back. Do I have any of those? Do you have any of those in there?
You've got another set of spare batteries.
Okay, good.
I mean, he gave you enough batteries so that you can get to Timberland and get back, right?
Not Bling. The guy that stole the truck for us.
Oh,
what's his name?
The kid. Oh no, it was Otso that you.
Otso. Yeah, Otso. He had some.
You've got a spare set of batteries. Frank's like, look, maybe I could try to rig something up. I mean, I don't know what kind of batteries we have, so.
All right. Well, I guess we'll worry about that when we get to it.
Okay.
All right. So there's not really much else to do unless if hours pass and we find ourselves just in the woods.
No, I mean, so
I don't know if we're on the right road.
So
I sit with anxiety.
Okay, so you're sitting with anxiety, and about an hour and 45 minutes down the road, Frank starts to slow the truck down. He's like, "Look, I think we're reaching the bottom of the barrel on these batteries. I think we're going to need to pull over and change them out and continue and maybe reassess. I could see what I could throw together. I'm pretty good with tech, so maybe I can throw something together to create a charge on some of these or something, but."
All right, you do that. I'm going to go look for a high spot. Glume, you want to come?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's pull over and see if we can get to Glume and I'll see if we can get to high ground. Frank, you see if you could do something else. I think that Otso left some batteries back here. See if you can make any use of those.
Okay.
If we're not back in, I don't know, a half an hour, an hour. If we're not back in an hour, come looking for us, I guess.
All right.
Well, maybe, you know what? And just
So you guys were able to get it's probably about halfway down this road to this cache at this point. You and Glume get out of the truck. He slings his rifle.
Yeah, and I saw. Do we see high ground?
I mean, you see this wooded area to the south. To the north is slightly higher, but I don't know that it would give you a great view over the tops of the trees.
Okay. I have rope, right? I think I have rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. This is what I do. I put on my gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I take my rope. And
mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is this craft? Let me see if this is craft. I'm going to tell you because I don't have craft. I have no craft. What I was going to do is I was going to use the rope to fashion some sort of harness / climbing belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to try and use it to climb a sturdy, straight-looking tree to see if I could see. Like, in other words, is there a tree that's tall enough that looks like if I got high enough up this tree that I'd be able to look over the other trees? Does that tree exist? I guess that's first.
High or low for favorable results?
High.
Now you look around, you don't see a single tree that juts out any higher than the others that would give you any kind of significant perspective on things.
Okay. And no trees, so no hills. Okay, so should we just peek through the woods? Should we just go trekking through the woods a little bit?
That's what I did before. I mean, when I cut through, I kind of cut between the two through the woods. There's a decent amount of cover, and that thing makes a ton of noise. They didn't even know I was there.
Right. But I'm just thinking in terms of distance. I mean, I guess that map isn't to scale.
No, it's not, and it's okay. Also, like I said, it's really flat ground in this part.
I'm not talking about the map, in-game map. I'm talking about the map you drew.
Yes, no, the map I drew is not 100% the scale. It's just a general idea. So
yeah, because I'm thinking if this is 4 hours drive from here to here, then it's 4 hours to even get here.
Yeah, I'm just giving you an idea.
Okay,
it's in no way to scale.
Okay,
the space within these two roads is maybe
how many yards? How many miles?
Maybe a couple of miles tops.
Okay. All right, so let's see if we could trek up through. Let's see if we can cut through these woods for like a mile or two, and see if we hear something at least.
Okay. So you guys
we have plenty of daylight, right?
Yeah.
What did we say? A couple of hours.
A couple of hours. Yeah. Maybe around 2, 3 in the afternoon. Maybe.
Okay, so let's. So Frank, we're gonna head up. It looks like maybe about 2 or 3 miles south of here.
Okay.
And then 2, 3 miles back. So we're talking. How many miles an hour does a person walk? 10 miles an hour? 8? No, 10 miles an hour is fast.
Yeah.
3 miles an hour?
No, I mean, you'd probably be back around sundown.
3 hours. Yeah, we'd be back around sundown.
Yep.
If it's 3 miles.
Yeah,
so.
if it's 3 miles. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you and Glume walk off into
hang
the
on,
woods. Okay, no?
I'm wondering if we should take one of the other kids with us. Nah, screw it.
Well, you have a good amount of people guarding the truck, so it's
Yeah, I
probably a
want
good
someone
idea.
guarding the truck.
I mean, you guys
Frank's
want to be
working, so
you
let's
want to
leave
move
the three.
quick. You really
Yeah.
want to move quick.
So let's just go, Gloom and I. Go ahead. So we
Okay.
hey, Gloom, let's see if we can see something.
All right. So you guys are trekking through the woods. It's kind of the first time you guys have been. Well, it seems like it's the first time you guys have been alone for a while, but it actually hasn't been that long. Maybe only a few days. But it's nice to be away from the crowd of people and the noise of people. You know, and Gloom falls right into a pretty typical routine for him. You could just tell that he's used to being alone. He's used to being where it's quiet. He's used to operating that way.
Quick question, because I'm looking at my equipment list.
Mm-hmm.
When I sold the pyro for money,
Uh-huh.
did I sell all the pyro?
You did, yeah.
That's what I thought. I'm gonna get rid of that
This
because
is where we have
I
to
still
play
had 2 pyro in my.
We need to play more often, too, because we forget everything that
Yeah.
we've said. Too much time in between.
Oh, I have goggles.
You have polarized.
Polarized.
Goggles, yeah.
But then they're not. There's no magnification on those goggles, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No, nothing. Just
So I
basically
put 'em
like
on.
they're glorified sunglasses. But
I'm gonna
in
put
a
'em on.
world where you had nuclear war and stuff, something like that would be useful.
Yeah.
The ozone is depleted, so the ultraviolet light is way more intense.
All right, so I have those on to help me see a little better.
Okay.
And yeah, and I got my carbine with a round in the chamber, and it's cocked and ready to go. And I'm gonna let Gloom take the lead, and I'm just gonna sneak up behind him and try and do my best to keep up with him. Gloom, remember, don't go too fast because
he's moving.
I'm behind you.
He's moving pretty fast. I mean, twice probably as fast as a regular person moves in a very effective way, moving through the woods. And his eyes are scanning everything. And you guys are trekking through the woods, and the terrain starts to kind of dip down, and you can see this big area that's really, really like boggy, like muddy and mushy and boggy. And he looks to the left and to the right for the minute, and you can see that as far as you can see it. You can't.
Is it a
get around
clearing?
it. It's not a clearing, but it's more like a muddy hole. Like
So
maybe
the trees
like
are in the bog.
Yeah, and a low-laying part, almost like a valley-esque part of this wooded area where a lot of the water might set when it rains and things like that. So it just becomes this marshy, muddy area, and he wades in. It's about knee deep.
I put in bug lotion on myself.
So you
Gloom, you want some bug lotion?
No, I'm okay. All right, and there are insects buzzing through the air as you guys kind of gush your way through the bog. You know, one thing that would survive a significant nuclear war, the insects, and they're even bigger and even meaner than before. So putting bug lotion on is probably not a bad idea.
I knew it would come in handy whenever I see bug lotion, I buy it.
You also notice that it's really thick, so you imagine that it probably also works as some kind of sunscreen protector too.
Oh, nice.
So once again, with the ozone depleted, probably not a bad thing to have this stuff. And you guys start to gush through the bog. High or low?
High. Let's stick with high.
All right. Give me a spot check. Difficulty 15, please.
Oh, I got it. 16 plus 7.
So you're slushing through this bog, and you start to feel this irritation on like your upper thigh area.
I examined my upper thigh area.
All right. So,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
who decided to step into this thing? Gloom? I followed Gloom, like, ran into it.
There was
like
no way around.
There's no way around it.
Yeah. So you got to keep going if you're going to, and you're very tight on time if you're going to make it there and back before the sun goes down.
All right.
So, you kind of slosh it, and you reach your hand in and you touch something that is probably about as big as your fist that's attached to your upper thigh.
Okay, great. I examine it's what is it? Can I examine it? Like, what is it? Can I see what it is?
Hard, but kind of rubbery. It's
hard, rubbery thing.
It's blood red, and it's attached to the top of your thigh.
Okay. All right, I'm going to Gloom.
Yeah.
Do you know what this thing is that's sucking on my leg?
All right. He slushes over to you. He puts his rifle down and goes, "Oh, that's not good. Hold on a second. Let's see. High or low for him, you tell me."
High.
And he's like, Oh, no.
What?
I got one, too.
Oh, Jesus.
It's on my butt cheek.
Okay. I take my knife out.
Okay.
I sling my carbine over my thing. I take my knife out. And I try, using the back of the blade, try and slide it. Can I tell where this thing's jaws are?
No.
It's just like, it looks like a mole to me, like it's attached all
It
around.
looks like a sluggish-looking
Like a
flat.
leech?
It's flat. Whatever it is, it's flat, and it's blood red now.
It's flat.
It's kind of flat. Yeah, it's not rounded like a leech would be. It's more flat, and it's attached itself to your leg. Yeah.
So it's like I have a piece of red paper attached to me.
Thicker and more rubbery. It's like a piece of like raw liver attached to your leg.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to just take the back of my knife and try and see if I could slide the knife between myself and this thing. I'm trying to like peel it off like I'm trying to peel a potato.
Okay.
This thing is like through, this is over my pants?
It's under your pants.
It's under my pants. So my pants are down now.
Yes. And you're also still in the mud. So
I'm in the mud, my pants down.
yeah.
Okay. How much further through the mud?
Probably another couple of minutes and you'll be out of the mud. Maybe
Okay.
another
I
4
try and,
minutes.
all right, keep my pants up.
Okay. Yeah, please.
And I'm going to walk out of this bog.
All right.
See if I can make it out of this bog before I address the situation and start unrobing in the middle of the bog.
So Glume was kind of whimpering, like,
disrobing.
and you guys trek through the mud, and a few minutes later, you come out on the other side of the shore. You know, like I say, you're dirty from the knees down, and he's got his hand down the back of his pants, kind of just whimpering, like, oh. And so you're gonna sit down after you get out?
No, I'm going to now. Am I out? Am I on dry ground?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pull my pants down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to try what I just said to myself first.
You're going to try to basically slice this thing off of your leg?
Well, the back of the blade.
With the back of the... Okay, so you're literally going to
So like I have a knife,
push
and
it
I'm
off.
just taking the back. No, I'm trying to slide it in between. Like
okay.
You know,
give me a...
like, you know, kind of like trying to do this. Like,
give me a dex roll. What's your dex with the modifier?
my dex is +1. I also have +2 survival.
Okay, I'll give you your +2 survival.
19.
All right. So you manage to, and it takes a tremendous amount of effort to get the back of the blade between it and you, and you start to kind of, you're going to pry it off of you. So you manage to get the blade without cutting yourself or hurting yourself.
But again, not the blade side.
Yeah, but still, if you're jamming it against your skin and it's
the back of a blade,
even the back of it, if it's a piece of metal and something has got enough force behind it, and you're shoving a blade behind it, you can start to.
The other side.
What's
going to
give first, your flesh or your? No, not the sharp part, but even with the. You could.
This thing has. How do you mean? How this thing is
hard
attached?
is it attached?
Oh,
to you,
I
right?
got you.
Is it? And also, how hard is it? Right. Its skin is very strong and tough. Now, somehow you manage to get, without hurting yourself, you wiggle the blade between the edge of it and your leg.
I got you. Okay, so I slowly, carefully try and work this thing off. Like, as it starts coming off, do I see the mechanism of which it's attached? Like, do I see mouths?
So you're going to start to pry on it?
Tentacles? Like, you said, is it starting? You said it's kind of starting to work.
The one edge of it is lifting.
It's
up
lifting up.
slightly.
And what do I see as it starts to lift up?
Are you going? So you're going to start to pry up on it.
Well, the edge that you said is lifted. What do I see?
Well, you don't see anything because it doesn't lift. It lifts enough for you to get the blade underneath it, and that's it.
So the blade. So right now,
actually, after you get the blade underneath it, it's almost like
it's like reattaching.
It almost like reattaches itself to you.
Okay, so then I don't let it get to that point.
Okay.
So now I got the blade. Let's say that the blade is how many inches wide is my blade? Not thick, but wide.
2.5 inches wide.
2.5 inches wide. Okay, so it's a nice knife. Yeah. Okay, so I get the 2.5 inches underneath this creature, and I leave it there.
Okay.
And now I'm. How about this? Because you said it started to reattach, so I can't do that in retrospect. So right now, what's happened is my blade is between it.
Yeah, your blade.
You explain it. You see if I understand this correctly. My blade's in between it, and the part that my blade is past is reattached.
Maybe like an inch of it starts to curl around and reattach.
Okay, so my only options are to, like you said, pry.
Yep.
and that would put the whole blade against my flesh, as well as take this thing off me and doing no. Okay, so what the fuck do I do here? Okay, let me wait. What equipment do I have? Okay. I take my I had put my gloves on from the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Can I replace my gloved hand with the knife so that my glove hand is now between the knife and then continue to work the blade down?
Your fingers are a lot thicker than a knife.
Yeah. I look around for a stick, leaves, anything that I can see that could form some sort of membrane between myself. Something that's going to go between. I'm going to replace the knife blade with some material. So I'm looking for like thick leaf sticks.
Leaves around you. I mean, they're.
All right, so I start to. I start to stick sticks where this knife is, thin sticks.
Okay, so now you're
a series of sticks.
Oh, no, you're sticking sticks,
right?
It was starting to pull started to pull itself closer. So now the blade is actually starting to hurt you because you can feel this thing pulling.
It's tightening
on your leg literally around the blade.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Glume is just looking at you, going, "What do we do? I got this thing on my ass still."
Okay.
What if we shoot it off?
I'm a guinea pig right now, Glume. I'm trying to figure out how to get it off me so I can figure out how to get it off you. I'm thinking, okay.
Okay, you have survival. I take my
vibro blade out.
You have a survival of a +2?
Yes. I take my... Okay, you can
make a roll. Difficulty 15 with your +2 survival.
21.
Okay. You start to think to yourself that when it comes to a lot of these things, one tactic that tends to work better than brute force is maybe like fire or heat.
Right.
Maybe you can make it let go.
Right. Well, this is what I was thinking is I was going to take my vibro blade and turn it on.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. What are you going to do with that?
Well, I have my blade here, and then I wasn't going to slice at it. I was just going to put it on it.
Okay.
Being that the vibro blade has, because I don't have fire. So that's what I was looking for. I don't have matches. I don't have nothing. I have a flashlight, for Christ's sake.
Okay. Well, I mean, Glume has a torch. He's used it before.
He does?
Yes. A little fire. It's like
Glume.
A lighter.
But Glume, you have a torch?
Yeah, I have a torch.
All right. Well, give me a torch. I didn't know you had a torch.
Okay. He reaches to his pack and he throws you. It's a bigger than a cigar lighter that you kind of click and it makes a jet of flame come out of it.
My vibro blade sounds a little safer, but okay.
Might.
Yeah. Well, because I'm going to heat the blade of my knife, right, with this torch.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to stick with my vibro blade. Am I going to electrify? I don't know how a vibro blade works.
No.
If a vibro blade touches on a piece of metal, is that piece of metal also electrified?
No, because a vibro blade does not electrify. What a vibro blade does
it just vibrates.
It vibrates at a high frequency, which makes it cut through things quicker and more efficiently at an ultra high frequency.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take the vibro blade out. I'm going to turn it on.
Okay.
And I'm just going to rest.
Now this is a vibro
on my knife.
Not a vibro blade knife, but this is a vibro blade sword.
Okay. I'm going to rest it on the knife. So, like, say this is my sword and this is the knife. I'm going to just do this.
Okay.
Just touch it.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, though. Totally cut my leg off.
Yes, you can. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. Just go ahead and go for
it. No, as I'm picturing it, because like any other meat, like that's extended.
No, and your vibro blade has cut through metal and flesh, and it's a freaking sword, dude. If it were a vibro knife,
if it was smaller, I'm forgetting about the length. Okay, so I turn the vibro blade off and I put it back. I go, that's not a good idea. Give me the damn torch.
He was like, I also got a mono. He goes, I got a monomolecular wire. We can maybe
a what?
It's real thin wire. I use it to garrote people.
Oh yeah, but you know what though? But I'm you run the wire through it, it's just going to reattach.
Well, maybe we can cut it in half. I don't know.
Oh, I'm that's assuming it works that way. All right, let's try that first.
Okay, or
but that involves pulling.
I can break.
I don't want to pull on this.
What if I break some black powder off of one of the explosive?
No, I'm not putting a fire on myself.
We just put fire on it.
Yeah, but it is attached to me.
Okay, I want it
Just
to
give
not
me
be attached to you.
Just give me the torch.
Okay, you look down and you notice that it's getting more red. You also notice that tendrils are starting to sprout from the end of it.
Yeah, this thing is feasting. Give me give me the torch.
Okay, he throws you the torch.
Okay, so now I take the torch and I position it again over by the blade.
Okay,
So that I'm trying to
so the fire is going to go to the blade first.
No. The fire is going to go to the creature,
and then the blade.
And then if it misses the creature, it's going to hit the blade and not my skin.
Yeah, well, you have two layers in that area between yourself and the creature. Okay,
right.
So you line it up so it's kind of the blade is between you and the creature's between the fire and the blade.
Right.
And you hit it with the torch. Okay.
Right. And what happens?
Roll 1d4 plus 1. That would be a 6. Sorry, 4. The pyramid.
Oh, the 4d4. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So you do 4 points of damage to it, and it screams and starts to. You can feel
screams.
You can hear it go,
oh God!
Like an audible noise. Like
Glume, it's screaming. Do you hear it screaming?
Oh, good. Yeah. Is it off yet? And you can feel it start to loosen up with your. You can feel the blade start to move like this as you.
Okay, so with each loosening of it, I take that space.
Okay.
So I pry up a little bit to keep it further away. And then I just keep doing this.
Okay, next round, roll another 1d4. Okay, so another 4 points of damage. And parts of it are starting to blacken, like noticeably blacken in almost like a green color where the flame is touching it as you kind of run the flame up and down where the blade is underneath it.
What the hell is this thing?
Okay, and it didn't loosen so much that time, but... And you can see the tendrils like reaching for your leg, trying to pull itself back to you.
Okay. How much space between the blade? How much space?
Maybe about 3/4 of an inch at this point.
Just 3/4 of an inch. Yeah. Okay. I take my vibro blade back out.
Okay.
And this 3/4 of an inch space, now that I have this thing pried up a little bit, right? I take the vibro blade, and I slide it in that space flatwise, and then turn the blade this way, so that the live blade is facing the creature.
Okay.
Turn it on and pull up.
Well, now you know the blade is double-sided, right? So if half of it's on the creature,
it's a katana. The vibro blade.
No, it was more like a broadsword.
It's a broadsword?
Yeah.
Oh.
You wanted a katana.
I wanted a katana.
It was more like a broadsword.
Oh. That's why I wanted a katana.
Oh, okay.
For moments like this.
For the blood-sucking leech?
Yeah, for
mutant
blood-sucking
leech on your leg? Okay.
Yeah. I hate broadswords.
All right.
That plan won't work.
So Glume goes,
I'll do the same thing again.
I'm starting to not feel so good.
All right, right. Let me do the thing again. I got to get off me and then I'll get off you.
Okay.
I do it again.
I can't get it myself.
3.
Okay, so you do another 3 points of damage, and so now it really flipped off. So like, there's just maybe
I have gloves, right?
Yeah, you put your gloves on. A third of it is still attached to a part of your leg at this point.
Is there any piece of it that I can just grab with my hand and just pull?
You could grab the length of it.
I'm going to grab the length of it and just yank.
Okay. You yank it off. Okay. You yank it off, and you take 1 point of damage yanking it off.
Okay.
You have a slash in your leg where you ripped a chunk of your skin off where it was particularly attached.
Okay. All right. And I take it, right? And I put it in my other hand.
Okay.
And I pull it apart.
Okay, make a strength roll. All right. So you 19. So yeah, you split it in half and you finish
and
it
I
off.
Toss it.
Okay.
And then I spit at it.
Okay.
And then I Glume. Where is it?
What?
Where's the thing? Where is it?
It's on my butt cheek.
Okay, pull down your pants. I still have my gloves on, right?
Okay.
I still have my gloves on because I can't touch them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he unhooks his belt and drops his pants.
Glume, you have a white ass, bud.
It's very flat. I have a flat ass. I'm told I have a flat ass.
No, it's not flat. I mean, you have some nice glutes, but
I'm feeling very woozy.
It's white. Okay, so I attempt the exact same procedure. Back of the knife, try and slide it in between.
Make your dexterity roll. Oh, please don't hurt me.
I'm going to try my best. Okay. My dex is +1. What is that?
8,
9.
9.
So it didn't work.
All right, now so you're kind of pushing, and you're pushing against the skin. The skin's not giving. The thing's not giving. It's got a hold on him. Maybe it had more time with him.
How about? Can I try and lightly hit him with a torch?
Okay.
Without the knife there.
Okay. So roll 1d4. All right. +1 is 3 points of damage. All right. It starts to, you can see the ends start to curl up a little bit as you burn it a little bit, and it goes.
All right. So can I try again with my knife?
Okay. Roll 1d20.
9.
9. You're just having problems getting
+1.
+1 now. You can't quite get it underneath.
All right, Glume, I'm gonna have to keep hitting this with the torch. If it gets too hot, you gotta let me know.
Gosh, just hurry.
All right, I do.
All right, 4. It curls up more. You only have to make a difficulty 10 with the knife to get it underneath it now. That's not a 1, is it?
No, it's a 7.
It's a 7. No, so you can't seem to.
One would have sliced his ass cheek off.
It takes some more damage, but the ends are starting to curl and brown at the ends, but the middle part is still holding strong.
Okay. I'm just keep hitting it with the torch. Maybe I don't even need this knife.
It's starting to get hot. Keep going.
Oh boy, 2.
Okay, so make another roll. DC 10.
Can I? How much of it is still attached?
So, I would say just the very center piece of it, maybe about a 2-inch in diameter section. The rest of it's all curled up around it.
Let me hit it one more time with the light with the torch. Oops, sorry.
Okay, 4. So,
3.
All right. So most of it flakes off. There's just a very small.
All right, so I'm just going to grab it now and rip it off.
Make a strength roll. Oh,
19.
Geez, you're a beast with that today. You just rip it off, and I take 4 points of damage.
Ooh. Go on. Sorry, man.
And there's a good amount of blood running.
Forget the first aid kit. Oh, I ripped this thing in half too. I want to rip it in half.
God. Okay.
Hey, Glume, you want to rip it in half?
No, just get the spray and spray my ass, please. This really hurts.
20.
Okay, so you spray them and
wait, no, what happens?
When you rip it in half?
This is a D20.
Oh, yeah. As you rip it in half, it just squishes between your fingers and just almost
becomes
gelatin between your fingers, and you rip it in half and it just explodes.
Okay. I wanted that.
That dice is ridiculous because I think you've rolled like 3 8
I ran a couple of 18. Yeah. Okay. I told you I wanted that one.
So he reaches into his belt and pulls out a spray and goes sprays it on his ass.
I pull out my first aid kit. I don't have one of those fancy sprays, I don't think. Do I have that spray in my first aid kit?
You're good. No, you're good.
I only have -1, so I'm just I don't know. I put a Band-Aid over this to prevent infection, and I pull my pants up.
All right. So we're not going in any more bogs around here.
Yeah, oh my God. I don't know what the hell that thing was. Do you know what that was?
I don't know what it is.
You feel all right? Why don't you eat something?
I need to eat something.
Yeah, you need to eat something. You need to eat something.
He pulls another weird piece of fruit out of his bag and he starts crunching on it.
Okay.
All right. And as you're sitting there, off in the distance, you can kind of hear almost like a little
chainsaw or a motorcycle?
Motocross bike, like some real high pitched little whiny little thing, and it's coming from south of you.
Getting louder or staying the same?
It sounds like it's getting closer. Yes.
Okay. Glume, I think we should hide. So okay. I look for a place to hide.
He pulls up his pants like, I don't want to get caught like this. He pulls his pants up. In the woods, it looks bad, you know.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look good with our pants down in the woods.
So you guys run, and there's like a mossy covered rock, and then as you run to dip behind it, you can see just at the edge of the woods, maybe about 30 or 40 feet away, you can see the road that you've been trying to get to.
This is when we spread out to get into a hiding spot.
You run to a hiding spot, which is this mossy covered boulder. That's the closest thing.
Okay, that boulder. So from that boulder,
you can, as you're running towards the boulder, you can see the road right on the edge of the forest. It's about 30 or 40 feet away from you guys from where you were a few minutes ago.
Do I see the motorcycle?
Not yet, but you can hear it coming. You can tell that it's coming down that road, and it's coming towards
this road.
Down this road here. Yes, it's going this way.
So it's coming across us. It's coming across us, not at us.
No. So the bog, let's say the bog is in here, right?
Oh, with that?
There's a boulder
we're like
here.
almost on top of the cache?
No, you're about halfway. Remember, this is not to scale. This is just an idea. But
okay.
You have a few more hours it would take to get to the cache. Maybe about 4 or 5 more hours. So here's the boulder. Here's the road. Here's the bog. Roughly here's where you guys parked. Right?
Okay.
So you're south of the truck. The bog is south of the truck. The boulder is south of the bog. And it's north of the road that the machine and the motorcycle are traveling on.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to watch because we haven't heard the machine yet. So this guy might be like a Glume. This guy might just be like a scout, like a guy out in front.
Yes.
And we don't want to kill the guy in front. We want to maybe if this guy, we'll let this guy go. If he goes by, if he comes at us, we'll have to take care of him. But I think he's just going to drive by. If he just goes by, we can let the machine go by. And then anyone who's laying around the back, maybe we could take some pot shots at.
Okay.
You think you could take somebody? You think you can take somebody off a high-speed motorcycle with your fléché rifle?
Oh, yeah. Piece of cake.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If I get to shoot people in the face, I'm like totally about that.
All right. Well, okay. So go. You know what? Is this a good spot for you? You have a good. Good.
I could put the bipod up, and we can.
All right. So then you set up. I'm
Okay.
gonna get. I'm gonna set up too somewhere.
So you guys can kind of lay on top of a part of this boulder, and it has a little lip to it that you can hide behind a little bit to give you a small amount of cover.
Okay.
And
I'm just gonna sit there and watch.
he chucks his binoculars at you, and he flicks his scope up, and he flicks the end of it up, and he puts.
Oh,
the
he's got a
bipod up.
scope. That's right.
Yeah. And
Cool.
And he's
Thanks.
looking at the scope, and you see two motorcycles come from behind a bend of trees, and then they stop slightly up the road in a clearing area. And one of the guys is like motions to the woods on the other side, the woods to the south, and he stops and kicks the kickstand on his motorcycle down and gets off. He's got a can of some kind of beer or something that he finishes chugging, and he crushes and throws down in the street, and he's like laughing. The other one is like just spitting profusely into the ground, and he parks his motorcycle and waits for this guy to go off in the woods, and the guy basically takes out his dick and he just starts fucking pissing in the woods. He's like just farting and pissing and just being a disgusting human being.
We have good shots at these guys from where we are.
You could take them from. He could try to take them from where you guys are right now.
All right.
Whether you would want to focus on one or both. Like I said, the one of them's on the side of the road, the opposite side of the road here, with his side to you guys, and this guy has got his back to you. This is a longer shot, and he's pissing. Yeah.
This shot is golden. This is a golden shot, but I'm worried about tipping off the other 16 guys.
Well, if we can get them clean, my gun doesn't make any noise.
How far away are they?
The one guy is about maybe 35 feet, which is a side shot. The other guy is probably...
He's 35 feet away from us, this guy?
Yeah.
Oh. And do we hear the machine? Or any other motorcycles?
His motorcycle's running, the other motorcycle's off. You just hear the engine.
So we're just hearing that motorcycle. So, all right. Okay, who's closer? Which one's the guy peeing or the guy waiting?
The guy peeing is further away. He's probably about 70 feet away on the other side of that road.
Okay. Are these guys wearing helmets?
No. The guy across the way, a big portion of his head is metallic. One of his eyes, and one whole arm and one whole leg. The other guy has got two metallic arms and part of his chest, but other than that, he looks like he's mostly human. Neither is wearing any kind of helmet. They both carry these.
Well, being that we don't hear anything, okay, Glume.
Yeah.
Glume, I'm going to take a shot at the close one. You take the shot at the guy peeing further away.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get some good, clean shots on these guys. But now, wait a minute now.
Okay.
This at 35 feet,
Yep.
You said?
Yep.
I might be better off using a charge pistol. It does more damage.
Or you could try to get closer, take a closer shot.
Because even if I hit him with a carbine, the max damage is 2d6. So if I roll a 12, there's no doing better damage, right? There's no extras for surprise or extras for headshots. Or...
Well, I mean, if you get a critical hit, you can do double damage, right?
Okay. Yeah, but that the critical hit. What's the critical hit on the carbine? 19 or 20?
Yep.
Which one? 19 or 20?
Well, it should say critical on it. Oh,
The
the carbine
carbine?
is
Sorry,
the carbine is 20.
20.
Sure. I can double check. Give me that one. Oh, go into the giant fucking book. Try to find it. This is why the other books, the source books, are better sometimes. You can find everything what you want. I'm pretty sure it would be a 20.
All right, so I'm going to. Yeah, because Gloom, I think, is more deadly with his rifle. I'm going to see if I could use my move silently, which I have a +6, to get a little bit closer. I put my carbine away.
Okay.
I pull out my charge pistol.
Okay.
And try and move a bit closer to get a cleaner shot at this guy.
Okay. Make a move silently roll. Ooh. Roll again. Okay. So no critical failure.
That was close.
Even though you rolled a 1, but so you slide down.
6.
You basically slide down off the boulder into a pile of like a bunch of branches that maybe you thought at a glance were a lot more solid than normal, and it's just like there's a loud, audible snap as you do that.
Okay.
Now
this guy, there's a motorcycle running. Did he hear it?
So Gloom is going to act quickly, and he's going to take 2 shots at that guy.
Good.
All right, and so you slide down the boulder, and there's like with your gun out, and you hear snap, and it's so ridiculously loud. Like you're like, oh my god! And the guy turns and he starts looking around, and all of a sudden you hear that familiar clanking noise of his rifle going off, and he buries 2 large flèche blades in the guy's chest.
The guy peeing?
No, the guy closest to you. The guy peeing has his back to you.
Oh, so he didn't hear anything, the guy peeing.
Well, we're going to make a roll for that in a minute. It's another story for another day. 9 and 6. He does 14 points of damage to him, and his hit points are 15.
What happened?
So he does 14 points of damage to the guy, but the guy has 15 hit points.
Oh, okay.
So he's down to 1 hit point. The other guy...
The guy who's peeing now. He's looking around with his dick in his hand.
He heard something. He rolled a 19. So he hears something, and he's starting to zip up his pants and look around behind him. Okay, but he hasn't really got a clear...
I take 1 shot at him.
Okay. So take your shot. DC 14.
What do I add to that?
What are your firearms bonuses? 7 plus what?
What, my ranged?
Yeah.
My ranged attack bonus?
Uh-huh.
It's 5.
Okay. So 7 plus 5 You missed him, yeah.
Okay.
The sound of it echoes through the woods as it flies over your shoulder. We're going to roll initiative now.
Okay.
Like I said, if you had rolled anything better, I would have given you a shot at hitting him because his back was turned, but you rolled not great. So let's roll D20.
Okay. Oh my god.
Holy shit, dude.
That's because you jinxed me before. Like, that thing's great.
Yeah, but that's a very polarized die. You're rolling 19s and 20s, so karma says you're going to roll 1s at some point. So you roll a 1. Gloom rolls. I rolled a 1. Fuck.
Do we have tie-break 1s?
No, we still act last, but you also have initiative bonuses, remember?
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. I have a +5 to my initiative that gives me a 6.
Damn, I haven't played this in so long. Where's my initiative?
Look around reflex and stuff like that. Right towards the middle. Right under initiative.
Saving throws, fortitude, reflex, will, initiative +1. So I'm a 2.
You're a 2. Okay. So Gloom is a 6. Meecho is a 2. Cyborg number 1, the peer, rolled a 20. That's not good. This guy's a 20, and the other guy who's hurt is a 12. So, all right, here we go. So the peer has a submachine gun slug over his shoulder, and he lifts it up and he pulls the trigger and starts to spray our whole area with bullets. You notice on the front of the submachine gun, there's 3 little barrels, and they all are like changing and spitting fire at different intervals. So it's like almost like and you hear this little high-pitched noise as the bullets come whizzing at us. How He's going to shoot.
I dive in
He's
the
gonna
dirt.
burst. He's going to burst our. Well, it's not your turn. You get your normal
can't-
defensive stuff, but there's no. You could forego your turn for. Actually, no. You have to do a defensive action on your turn, so he gets first to act.
Okay.
What's your defense? Your what is it called?
14.
14 is your really even with your vest and
Oh no, with tactical vest 20.
20. Okay, so he basically needs a modified 20 to hit you. So he spins and goes and strafes the whole area with bullets that strafe around you. You can hear him hitting the rock. Super high velocity, super fast. Like this changing noise. And just rounds just clacking against the stone behind you.
So they could Pulp Fiction.
More, yeah, all around you. So number 2 guy gets to attack, and he's going to attack high or low. The guy that's closest to you with 1 hit point.
Oh, high.
Okay. He reaches up and grabs his chest, and he tries to kick the kickstand up on the motorcycle, and starts to get it in gear, and he starts to drive away, very woozily.
Okay.
Because he did get 2 giant, flèche rounds embedded in his chest.
Right. He's relatively, so he's closer, but now he's moving.
Yeah, because the way that went down was you were like, crack. He turned and it was like,
how close am I?
You maybe got about 7 feet closer to him, sliding down the boulder into the woods.
So I'm still like 20-something feet away.
And
now he's in a moving motorcycle.
And he pulled
I can't close the distance running.
But he was able to pull about 5 feet away as he's starting to engage the engine on the motorcycle.
Okay. All right. I got to try with the charge pistol again to just stop this guy from leaving.
Roll. 16. It's a DC 14. What's your bonus?
5.
Is plus 5, 21. All right. So you shoot the guy on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
All right. Roll. I think you're going to kill him. I mean, he only has 1 hit point, so.
Right, we may roll
2d8, yeah. So.
This is an 8, right?
Yep. You need another 8 from the other die. We're at 1 hour and 26 minutes, believe it or not.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you basically shoot it through his back, and his chest goes like this. The metal curls out, and blood comes out, and the motorcycle goes end over end and into the trees, and pow, crack, and the wheels just spinning.
Okay.
All right. So, actually, though, there's only one problem, though. It's actually my turn first.
Glume was supposed to do that? I was 2. That's right.
Yeah. So he's going to shoot the other guy because we did that out of order. You're very anxious.
Sorry.
So Glume is going to take 2 shots at the other guy.
Okay.
And he rolls a 15, which is a hit, and a 12, which is a hit. So he hits that guy with 2 flèche rounds and does 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. So this guy's down to 10. He hits him in the shoulder and the side of his chest here. They're not like solid hits. They basically, actually, one of them misses him and the other one sticks him in the shoulder. Kind of nicks his arm, so his arm is bleeding.
Okay.
And so here's the way it goes down. You slide down the boulder, crack. The guy goes and looks right at us. Thunk, thunk in the chest. The other guy's turning around. This guy goes, and he starts the motorcycle up and starts to drive away.
I shoot him.
The other guy shoots a bunch of rounds at you or around you. Glume returns fire. Pock, pock. Nicks his arm, hits his arm. The motorcycle pulls away, and then you go bam, and you blast him off the motorcycle, and it goes spinning into the trees. That's the way that went down.
Okay, so then now he's got initiative again.
So now we're all the way back at the other guy with the submachine gun.
Right.
The other dude is donezo. He's dead. Okay. So our friend with the submachine gun opens fire again. He's going to try to burst the whole area and try to hit both of us. So he's a little bit less effective. He rolls a 13 with a plus 3. That's a 16. Once again, he's just spraying rounds. A couple of the rounds you can hear prick, prick, kind of hit your vest a little bit, but they're just spraying all around you and missing. He's just firing. The gun looks scary, but it doesn't seem like it's super effective.
Okay.
And then it's Glume's turn. And I guess he's going to shoot a few more times. He misses with the first one, and he misses with the second one.
Okay, so I'll 2d8 him. I'll try and if I can get a hit on this guy.
Oh shit! Okay, no, we're okay.
7 and 5.
7 and 5. You miss. Okay.
It's 15, right?
15. Yeah. So he misses. Actually, it's 14. But
Oh, it's 14. Okay. So
I'm
off by 1.
So
2.
All right. So you're still down on the ground. You moved slightly towards the other guy. You can hear the motorcycle starting to wind down. He's starting to look around like, okay, maybe I better. Maybe I don't want to stick around here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts to move back towards his bike, and he opens fire again. Once again, he's trying to just hit the whole area, maybe more to pin us down more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And he rolls a 12 with a +3 is a 15. That's not enough to hit you or me. So the rounds just off the boulder all around us as he's moving towards his motorcycle.
Okay.
Glume's turn. He's going to take 2 more shots. 19, that is
Good.
a hit. And it is not a critical hit. And 7, which is a miss. And he does 5 points of damage to him. He is down to 5 hit points.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Okay. Charge pistol.
19. Okay.
There you go.
Bam.
Okay.
All right. So you hit him in the upper chest, like right below his neck. And it's just like, he's like, he just falls down with a big gaping hole in him. And then as the round hits him and he falls, you can hear the gunshot just echoing through the woods.
Okay. I run to try and get this guy's bike off the road. Glume, clear the road.
Okay. He slings his rifle and slides down the boulder. It's a lot quieter than when you did it.
I cut the engines, drag the bodies into the woods, and the bike into the woods.
All right. He runs over and cuts off the other motorcycle and drags it into the woods, and then comes back and pulls the body back, and it's quiet again.
Okay. And then I go back and look around and see any tracks there. And just kind of like just see if I could just smooth it over, just try and remove any evidence that I see. And then go back behind the rock. Okay. And how long is the trek back to Frank?
It's maybe about an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay. So
you're going to have to go around the bog, obviously, though, so that may impact things.
Let's try and chance the bog again.
What were the numbers we said? There were 18 cyborgs. There was how many of them were crew? 5 of them were crew, right?
3 of them were operating. And
3 crew. Okay.
Yeah. And then the motorcycles, I think you said...
6?
Yeah, I think you said 6 on motorcycles.
Okay. 3 crew, and then the rest were riding it. So that's a...
So 9.
9 riders. Okay. Just want to keep track if we're going to do this way. Okay.
So I'm going to go back behind that rock.
Okay. So we're back behind the rock again.
See if anybody else passes by.
Okay. So it's quiet.
What do you think, Glume?
I think that went well for us.
Considering I freaking was stepping on sticks all over the place.
Yeah, it happens.
Well.
All right. So, okay. I think that was good, though.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I loot the bodies.
Okay.
Did we see?
So you find 2 of those machine guns, and each one of them has 3 additional rounds of ammunition, and each one has about 30 bullets, or 3 clips of ammunition with 30 bullets.
3 magazines.
Yep.
And that's that
submachine
chain gun almost.
Yeah, it's like a 3
minigun.
It's like a 3-barrel submachine gun. I mean, it spits a tremendous amount of bullets out.
Okay. Yeah, it's like each time you use it, you probably use a magazine. Almost.
I mean, if you're bursting, you probably got about 3 before you have to reload.
Reload. Okay.
Or they're using very small caliber bullets.
So, let's just drag those machine guns and put them at our feet.
Okay. Cool.
So we got 2 of them. 2. Where do I write this?
2 cyborg. Call them cyborg submachine guns, so we differentiate them because they're slightly different.
Feats, abilities, equipment carried. No.
Right under equipment.
Under equipment carry?
Yeah.
Right here?
And 6 mags of ammunition. 3 cyborg SMGs and 6 rounds of ammunition.
Cyborg SMG.
Yep. You also find each of them has a couple of these weird silver ingots with this pattern stamped into it.
What else do they have on them?
3 of these silver ingots.
3 silver ingots.
With these weird patterns stamped into it.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay.
I say we dump their bodies in the bog.
Any any radios, anything like that?
Doesn't look like it, no.
Okay.
Motorcycles are pretty basic and pretty rough looking. Nothing fantastic there.
All right. You keep a lookout. I'll dump them in the bog.
Okay, he sets back up again. And about 20 minutes later, you're done. The bikes are parked in the woods behind some brush. And he's just sitting there, and it's quiet still.
You want to wait 5 more minutes, and then if not, we'll just head back? See how Frank made out?
Sounds like a plan. I don't think we want to go back to the woods at night.
No.
High or low for favorable results?
High.
All right. So you're sitting there, and then you hear and they actually zip right past where you guys are. They're going like really fast. And then you hear them go off in the distance. It was 2 more motorcycles.
2 more.
And then it gets quiet again. And then all of a sudden you stop and you hear them come back down the road. And once again, they kind of zip past you. And one of them for a second just kind of slows down and he starts looking out, just not right at you guys in the woods, but kind of in your general area, and something makes him stop. And he yells, "Oi!" to the other guy. It's really loud too.
That went right through my head.
Yeah. And the other motorcycle doubles back again, and you can see them talking in the middle of the road. And he's motioning back towards the woods, towards where you guys, in your general vicinity. I rolled a 20, so.
Right.
I'm not sure what he saw, neither does he. But he saw something enough to get his attention. Yeah.
Okay. So same distance, about 35 feet or so?
I would say about 30 feet, yeah.
Again, do I hear any other noises?
No other noises but the idling of their motorcycles.
And Glume, which one do you want, man?
I ain't got mine already, man.
All right. Which one is that? So I'll take
the one on the right, and I'll take the one on the left.
Okay. All right. So I'll try that.
Okay. He goes, yeah, by the way, I juiced these up with the poison, so hopefully that'll help us. I didn't do that the last time, so.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's see if I'm any good with this pistol.
You want to go first?
Yeah, before people start moving.
Or are we doing it simultaneously?
You want to count to 3?
You want to go on 3? Or is it 1, 2, 3 and then go? Or 1, 2, go?
No, it's 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3, go. He rolls a... He rolls a 1 and an 11. So he hits one guy with one of the shots.
Okay, and I got a 6 and a 5 and 11, so I missed.
Oh, Jesus.
I should have went for 2 shots. But when I go for 2 shots, what happens? I get a minus
4, I think.
Minus 4,
shots,
yeah. I can't take a minus 4.
So he did 9 points of damage with 1 shot. Let me figure out how much points these 2 guys have. 8, 12, 15 for mine, minus... How many did I say I did? 7. Shit. So he's down to 8. And yours has 10, 13.
13. Doesn't matter. Didn't hit him at all.
All right. Well, so the flèche is quiet. So he's like, thwack, thwack, and he misses. It whizzes past the guy. He kind of turns his head as it goes past his head. And then the second one goes in his upper shoulder. He's like, oh. And then, you go bang, and they both turn and look right at us.
I don't have anything to say.
So let's roll initiative now.
Okay.
1d20 plus your initiative.
18.
18 for Meecho. Glume is 10. Jesus Christ. These guys have +2, so we have 11 is Cyborg 1, the one that I shot. And 14 is Cyborg 2. So
okay, so the guy
Cyborg 2, your Cyborg, then my Cyborg, then Glume.
Okay, I'm going to go for the Cyborg that Glume hit, the one that's injured.
Okay. So now you literally change pace. So you shoot at the other guy, you go bang, then you go bang.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So that's 17. So I hit him.
17, you hit him. Okay. Roll your 2d8. You need 8 points of damage to finish him off.
This is an 8. What happened to my 8? I had 2 8s in my hand.
Here's an 8. And
Yeah,
I don't know where your other 8 is, dude. Where could be? There's nothing else there.
There's nothing else here.
Over there.
No, but I didn't bring it there, did I?
That's your 8.
I don't remember doing
I
that.
don't know. Just keep them both over here. Blank.
7 points. That's exactly what I needed, isn't it?
No, you needed 8. He's down.
Oh, are you serious, man?
Yeah. So you shoot him in the gut. He's like, ugh. And then they start to do their thing. So they do one turns. He's got the same submachine gun, which he lifts with one hand, and grimaces as he pulls the trigger. And it's just spitting these 3 pillars of flame, just spitting bullets at us where we're covered. And he rolls a 14, and the bullets just bounce off the boulder.
Okay.
And then the second one will attack, which is the healthier. No, sorry, that was the first guy. Then the second guy is hurt, squeezes the trigger, and rolls 18 plus 2 is a 20. So he hits you. I wonder if he hits Glume too with that burst. My defense is 19. He hits us both.
Okay.
So bullets are whizzing everywhere, and he.
What do I roll? Oh no, he rolls.
He rolls. We each take 5 points of damage.
So -6.
Yep. And I also had some other damage, so I healed 2, but I'm down 2.
But now wait a minute now.
Yes.
The guy that you hit, right? He had.
He
8.
was the yes.
Then I shot his 7.
Yep.
What about the poison on the darts?
Doesn't come into effect until his rounds, so he'll have to make a save, but it won't,
I see.
won't impact
Okay.
that. Yeah. So we still both take 5 points of damage. So I have 7 points of damage.
Trying to see if I can save 5 points of damage.
All right. He's going to make his Constitution save, which he doesn't make. So he's already hurt really bad.
He just kills.
He's just starting to. No, he doesn't. He's starting to it's a slow process of him dying, but he's getting woozy. And now it's Glume's turn.
But is he in effect? Is he out of the fight though?
No, he'll get negatives because he's under the effects of the poison and the pain and everything. So he will get additional negatives.
He'll just get additional negatives, but he won't be dead.
Not yet. It'll work every round until he runs out of Constitution, basically, and that'll kill him.
I see. Okay,
it's not instantaneous. So.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Glume's going to take his shot. He is going to go after the healthier guy. And hopefully seeing the other guy under the influence of the damage and the poison maybe would help out. So he rolls a 10 with a plus. I keep forgetting what his plus is.
You have to keep track of like 10 guys.
Yeah, it's plus 6 for ranged, so 16. So he hits with one, and he hits with the second one. So
okay.
6, 7, 8. And 14 points of damage, and he kills the other guy. Thrack. He just center masses 2 giant.
So he killed them straight out. Nice.
Just killed them, yeah. And the other guy he's starting to fall down to one knee, and you can see him getting weaker. His color doesn't look good. High or low for favorable results?
Well, high.
All right, so he tries to lift the submachine gun one last time and pulls the trigger. And once again, we put our heads down, and the bullets are just all over this boulder, but to no effect. It's your turn again.
Okay. How far away am I?
27 feet away.
My speed is 30. What does that mean?
Means if all you did was run on your turn, you can close the distance.
I'll just shoot him.
Okay.
I haven't been subtracting my shots here, my ammunition.
Okay.
How many do you think would you say I did?
You shot about 4 or 5. This would be
right?
the 5th one, maybe.
Yeah, so let me erase that.
So 13 with a plus what?
5.
Plus 5. So that's 18. So you hit him. I have a feeling you're going to kill him. Yeah, even though you clip and take a big chunk out of his side. You
was a 2. I rolled a 2.
Yep, but you only needed to do 1.
Yeah.
But you almost didn't kill him.
I almost didn't.
You couldn't not kill him. That's
I shot him in his left toe.
Officially, that's as bad as you could possibly.
Yeah, it is. I couldn't. Right. You couldn't take a worse shot with it.
So he blew a huge chunk out of his side, and you can see the life drain out of him as he falls over backwards over his own knees, and he's just laying there in this odd angle.
All right, Glume, same thing. Let's clean up.
All right. I think this is working.
Is there a puddle of blood over here?
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of blood, and no offense, but your gun makes a ton of noise. Too.
It does.
And their gun doesn't so much because it's so low velocity, but the charge pistol is like boom, boom. It's a big, powerful weapon. So I mean, it's like a cannon. So,
yeah.
But
I think we should head back.
You see another 2 submachine guns with another 3 magazines each, and the 2 motorcycles. Okay. Another 4 of those silver ingots with the weird stampings on them.
All right, so let's grab all that stuff. Let's dump the bodies in the. Okay, so another what? Would you say another 2 silver ingots? Another 3.
4.
Another 4. So we have 7 silver ingots, and now we have 2 five SMGs.
4 SMGs.
They had 4.
They had 2. There's 2 of them, and then the other 2. That would be 4. Yep.
And 3 mags again, so we have 6 mags.
Yes.
Okay, let's dump the bodies.
Okay.
And let's take the 2 best motorcycles.
Okay.
You think we have time to siphon gas from one and fill the other, or?
I don't think so. You guys are.
All right, let's just take the. Is there fuel gauges on these things?
Yeah, they're pretty well fueled. So
okay, let's just take the 2 best ones and let's get out of here. I don't know how to drive this thing.
All right, we're going to go slow. We're also going through a wooded area, so you're going to have to go slow. We're not professional motorcycle riders. But you're able to.
That'll help us get around the bog. So
you stash the other 2 underneath some brush and stuff to hide them. You do your best to wipe the road. Glume hides the motorcycles. You dump the bodies in the bog. You slowly. Right. It's also better because when the engines are gunned, it makes that louder noise.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to cruise through and you roll back up to the truck, which they've parked. You're probably about 45 minutes to like around sunset. Okay. And they're kind of starting to set up camp. You can see Frank in the back of the truck with some cables hooked to the other batteries. And he's got some kind of, it looks like one of those silver space blankets, he's got that kind of opened up, like he's got some wire run out and it's hanging, and you can tell he's trying to figure something out with the batteries.
Frank, how's it going over here?
It's been better.
It looks you got something rigged over here.
It's slow moving, and we're also out of sun, so that's not the best way. Where did you guys get the bikes?
Oh, we picked off 4 motorcycles.
Nice. Let me see something. And he goes over to the engine. He starts looking through. He's like, there's a battery in here. I think we can use this to maybe between these 2, we can top the truck off if we wanted to.
Huh. Now, I'm thinking that,
or maybe run the engine with something attached to the batteries and we can charge it up from that.
Yeah, that would allow us to still use the motorcycle if there's a way to allow us to still use the motorcycle. But I'm just thinking, too, that that's a pretty good spot over there. I'm thinking maybe we're not too far from where we have to go. If we take this road further with the truck, we may not even need to. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to stay put. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we need the batteries charged anyway. So here, take the bikes. Do whatever you think you need to do.
All right. So he's going to run the engines and hook them to the batteries. He put the spares in the front, and he's trying to get some kind of charge on the backups. I think he's also panicking, like, we got to make it back home, too.
That's true, yeah.
And hit this other location, so we need to figure this problem out. Maybe we should have thought this out. So the boys are coming back, and you can see they have they're coming
There's
out.
more bikes we can go get.
The woods across the way, you see them coming out with some, looks like some rabbits on a string. Like they caught maybe 4 or 5 rabbits of some kind hunting. They used the bows, and they're coming back. They've got a decent little campfire set, and you guys are set off the road to the side. You're partially hidden in some brush, and there's a nice little campfire, and you've got a decent little setup for the evening. So, Rowan comes back. He goes, "What happened? What did I miss? Did you see him? Did you get the sons of bitches?"
We got 4 of them so far.
Okay, good. I want to get some too.
We got their bikes. And
how did it feel?
It doesn't really work that way.
No kid. And so Glume's behind. He goes, no, it felt pretty good. No, it felt really satisfying.
Yeah. I also had to scrape something off of his butt, but we won't get into that.
Why are you bringing that up? That makes me look bad. I'm like, I looked cool for a second there. And then he winces. Oh, that reminds me, I got to put some more antiseptic on that thing.
Yes.
So he goes over off into the woods for a moment of privacy to regroup, and I think that's a good place for us to stop for now.
Yeah. I didn't sleep good last night. I don't know if you could tell.
I hear you. I'm tired too, but
I'm sorry if I'm dragging a little bit this show.
You're fine, dude. We also went a lot longer. That's an hour and 50 minutes. But we also did some screwing around in there in the beginning, but not a tremendous amount. There was
No. I mean, I'm glad we got 4 motorcycle guys out off of this.
It's good. No, it's a big
off of this party. I don't know how we're getting the rest of them. There's 14 more people. There's a huge machine, and something tells me that the people riding it are going to be a little more powerful than the schmucks on the bikes. So I'm not totally looking forward to this standoff. And I still don't have a plan. But we'll see. At least I have some time to think about it.
You do.
That's it. I guess.
All right. So I don't know, guys. We're back. We're hopefully back indefinitely, and keep it rolling. No more mistakes.
DoomsdayDoopyDoo.com.
Yep. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter if you want to see us talk about nothing, or Nick talk about things.
There's no even reason to give out the Twitter anymore.
And if you want to interact with us, send us what you think.
Send us an email, doomsdaydoopydoo@gmail.com. That's for sure.
We will read it on the show, even though we haven't, but we will.
We will.
And I think that's it. Wasabi peas, bitches.